Breakdown. No one is safe from chance, according to the tagline. Okay, well, let's get into it. Breakdown is from 1997. It lasts about an hour and 36 minutes. It stars Kurt Russell as Jeff Taylor, JT Walsh as Red Bar. It stars Kathleen Quinlan as Amy Taylor, and it stars MC Gainey as Earl. Yeah, some of those are bad guys. Yeah, we'll get there. So this whole movie basically takes place in the middle of nowhere. It's a long deserted highway, nothing around for miles. Yeah, to start with, yeah. So the movie opens with Jeff and his wife. They're moving from one state to another, and as they're driving along, they have a near miss with a truck driven by Earl. Yeah, he's a local in this little area, and he catches up to him at the next gas station and says, "Hey, you better watch where you're driving, Nate." Basically.
Tell me something. Do you even care that you damn near killed us back there, boy?
I didn't really even see you, okay? I mean, you kind of pulled out in front of me, though.
Like hell I did. I saw what happened.
But Jeff apologises. The situation seems to be over, and they all go their separate ways. Yeah, so a few miles down the road, though, Jeff's car starts to conk out, and Amy's like, "Oh, did you put petrol in it?" He did put petrol in it. They get out, have a look, can't see what's up with it, and they're in the middle of nowhere. This is like the third trotter cell phones and all that, so there's no way calling for help. Luckily, a lorry comes past. Yes, a dig rig. That's what I called it, a dig rig. Okay, a big rig. Okay, fair enough. But it comes along and it stops to help. The driver gets out. His name is Red Bar. Yeah, and he says, "Listen, there's a diner about 9 miles away. I can take you there and you can use the phone." So for some reason, Jeff says, "I'll stay here," while Amy, his wife, says, "I'll go." Yeah, go with your wife, Nate. Don't leave her with a stranger. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd choice, but that's what they do. Anyway, a little while later, while Jeff's sitting with his car, he decides to have a look under the car for some reason. He's trying to see what's actually wrong, and he realises there's wires being cut. Yep. Someone has been under his car, snapped the wires, and it's an easy fix. He ties the wires back together, the car starts up, and he's on his way. Yeah, he heads towards a little diner 9 miles away. It's called Bell's. He gets to Bell's, goes in, and no one's seen his wife.
Uh-oh.
The guy behind the counter, he's dodgy. He seems to be. All the people in the diner, not one of them have seen his wife. So he's a little bit like, He describes his wife, he describes the trucker, came and gave her a lift. Nope, never seen her, Nate. Sorry. But the owner of Bell's tells him, "You should try the next town along, it's about 20 miles away." So Jeff gets in the car, starts to head towards the next town. Yeah, they're on the road, right? He sees the dig rig, and he sees Red Bar behind the wheel. He forces him to stop, and he's like, "Right, mister, where's my wife?" And Red's like,
Look, I don't know how to tell you this, but I've never seen you before in my life.
What are you doing?
I don't know who you are, I've never seen you before in my life. Just then, a state trooper draws up, "Get the cuts," and he's like, "What's going on?" So they have a bit of back and forth. Basically, it comes down to the cop not believing Jeff, thinking he's mistaken this lorry for another lorry, or that Amy has left Jeff. Or basically it's a case of mistaken identity. Yeah, so they check out the truck, can't find any evidence, so fine. Red Dar gets to go. The sheriff says, "Listen, if I was you, Jeff, I'd keep heading to that town, go see an identity, and report a missing person." So that's what he does. He goes to the next town, fills a missing person report. While he's there, he sees all posters of missing women. What kind of town is this? And then Jeff decides to head back to Bell's, and he says to the owner, "I know you know my wife, I know you've seen her. Where is she?" Yeah, and the owner gets angry and he pulls a gun out and he says, "Get out of here, mister." So Jeff does. Jeff leaves, but as he's about to use the telephone outside, he meets this, what do you call him? Well, it's a young guy working on the cars outside, but I think he's been portrayed as what they used to call simple. Like you. His name's Billy, and Billy says, "Oh, are you the fella looking for his wife? I've seen her. She came here in a truck with one man, and then she left with another truck with another man." Yeah, and then he gives him like vague directions. So Jeff follows the directions and ends up in a trap. Yeah. He finds himself held at gunpoint by Earl, manages to get away, and then there's a bit of a car chase. Yeah, and to get away, Jeff drives into the river. And it's like he's driving along the river. Yeah, he's not, but his car has been carried along the river, so it looks like it's driving. He manages to get out. Earl doesn't give up though. Earl comes along with a rifle and starts blasting at him from a distance. But he manages to take shelter behind the rock. He hides there, he thinks he's safe, and then he's knocked out. Yeah. He wakes up in a boot of a car. Looking up at Billy, the kid from outside Bell's, and Earl. Yeah. And then Red Dar comes along. He is on it. It was him who took the wife. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that for the story, there is always a little bit of doubt. Maybe it was mistaken identity, but this proves he's definitely the bad guy. And basically, they want Jeff's money, so they force him to go to the little bank in the little town. They're going to be watching him the whole time, and he has to withdraw $90,000. Yeah, he doesn't actually have that amount of money, and he can't signal for help because they're listening in on scanners and they're watching him. So he goes to the bank and he speaks to the bank manager, and he's about to tell the bank manager he needs help and this is happening. But then a local guy comes up and he gets cold feet. Yeah, he does. He gets a bit scared and he thinks, "Oh, I better not say anything." He gets bundles of $1 bills. Yeah, and he tiles them up to look like tens of thousands of dollars and puts them in a little sack. And he steals something. I didn't know that's what it was he stole until later. Yeah, I think I looked away at the wrong time as well. But I think it's better that way. Anyway, he comes out from the bank, told to walk to the train track where Earl picks him up. Earl's got a gun. The Earl's like, he's no threat now, he's tied up. Also, you're the stupidest rich guy I've ever met. We are going to kill you in your life anyway. And then you and I found out what Jeff took from the bank. Yeah, it's a letter opener. And it's just like a knife. So he takes it and uses it to cut through the tape and through his hands. Yeah, and then he plunges it into Earl's shoulder. Should have gone for the neck. Yeah, should have really. But he puts it on Earl's shoulder. There's a bit of a tussle. The car comes off the road. Jeff manages to get hold of the gun. Yeah, but just then, the state trooper appears again, that cut. And he's like, "Mister, take down that gun." So Jeff is forced to lie in the road. Earl manages to free himself. Yeah, because I forgot to say, Jeff also tied Earl to the seat with gaffer tape. That's right, but he manages to free himself. He takes another gun and shoots the sheriff. Yeah, and then Jeff runs off, and then Earl's standing over him like, "Hey, Mr. Rich Boy," and he's about to shoot him. But then the cop, with his dying breath, shoots Earl in the back. Hooray! Jeff takes Earl's truck. Yeah, and eventually he sees Red Dar. And Red Dar's on the phone like, Earl was supposed to shoot hours ago. I've not seen him. I'll deal with him later. Jeff runs up beside the dig rig while Red is tooling out the parking lot, and he manages to grab onto it and cling to the underside of the truck. He's going along the freeway, clinging to the underside of this lorry, but he manages to shimmy his way along underneath and eventually climb up the side of the truck. This is tense, this scene. It was pretty full on. There was a few times you thought, oh, he's going to fall, or Red Bar is going to see him in his rearview mirror, or, you know, something's going to happen. But he manages to make it. He manages to hold on, although he does drop his gun. Then he manages to get to the back, behind the cabin. He sits there until they reach their destination. Their destination is Red's family home. Yeah, he's got a wife and a kid. The kid is called Deke. Deke, yeah. What kind of name's that? Deke the Geek. Red pulls his truck up beside his barn. He says to his wife and kid, "I'll be in a minute, just need to unload a couple of things. On you go inside, prepare dinner." Yeah, so Jeff climbs on top of the lorry, and he climbs on top of the darn roof, and then he's just getting to the darn through a window. So he's inside the barn on top, and he's looking down, and as he's looking down, he sees another truck arriving. Yeah, and this is two more of Red's associates, and this is the truck with Annie, because the two both in a compartment underneath the truck until out like a body in a sheet, and they think she's dead. They think she's died of exhaustions. Then they starts kicking, and she's alive. Yeah, they drop her, and then they pick her up and say, alright, quick, let's get her down into the basement. And then all the bad guys head into the house for dinner. Yeah. Jeff goes downstairs in the barn. He tries to open the cellar, but he can't do it. There's no key. He can't prise it open. So he goes searching in the truck. Yeah, and he finds another handgun, right? And he takes it, and he goes into the house. And the four adults, the two associates, Red and Red's wife, are sitting at the dinner table having dinner. And Jeff says, "Threes, misters and misses." Yeah. He's about to force Red to confess to his wife what's going on. Yeah, but then Deke arrives behind him with a rifle, and he's like, "You threes, mister." Red Bar is saying, "Shoot him, son, shoot him." Jeff is saying, "Don't, I need to tell you all something." And there's a bit of back and forth. Eventually Red's wife says, "Shoot him." Yeah, and then Jeff kicks the gun out of Deke's hand. The gun goes off and wounds one of the associates in the shoulder. Another associate runs off. Yeah, he escapes. But Jeff takes the rifle. He takes Red, his wounded associate, his wife, and his child, and forces them to unlock the basement and the barn, free his wife, free Amy, and then put that whole family and the wounded man into the basement and locks them in there forever. The end. It could have been the end. He could have left them all to die down there. Even that child, yeah. But we see the other associate, the one who's escaped, and he's in the house collecting another couple of guns. So while Amy and Jeff are trying to make their way out of here, the other associate is freeing Red and everyone else, giving them guns. The mother and child return to the house, but Red and his two associates, they go after Jeff. Yeah, Jeff and Amy find like a trailer home, and they go in there to use the phone, and they pick up the phone, and then Red appears on his dig rig and smashes right through the motorhome. Yeah, and then it's on. Jeff and Amy get back in the truck, and before long, all four of them are driving along the highway. He's got an associate with a gun on each side. He's got Red Bar behind him in the big truck, and they're all trying to either crush him, shoot him, or force him off the road. Yeah, but then one of the associates, right, he loses control, and he flips upside down, and the car blows up. And then eventually the second associate is taken out in a similar way. Well, Red loses control of the dig rig, and the tail spins out of control, and the other associate crashes through it, smashing and landing upside down. Definitely crushed. Probably. Definitely. Okay. So now it's just Jeff and Amy in one car, and Red and his big rig behind them. Yeah, he manages to right it so it's like full tower, and he tries to force them off the road. Yeah, they're over a bridge now. So Jeff and Amy are in the truck being pushed slowly towards the edge of the bridge. Yeah, luckily there's a barrier, so there's some resistance. And eventually what happens is the truck and the dig rig get tangled up a little bit. The cabin of the dig rig dangles over the side of the bridge, and so does the truck. Yeah. Jeff manages to get out of the truck. Just as Red manages to get out of his cabin, they're both climbing on the cabin of the truck. Yeah, both dangling and fighting each other, and Jeff punching him in the face, but then Red gets a chain right from his truck, and he wraps it around his wrist, and he starts punching Jeff. Yeah, Jeff falls, he manages to grab onto one of the handles, and he's about to fall. Yeah, and then Red keeps hitting his hands with the chain, and he's got it around his wrist for extra security, and he's like hitting him, trying to make him fall, but then eventually Jeff catches the chain. That's right. They look into each other's eyes, and Jeff pulls Red over the edge to his death. Down you go, Nate. Goodbye. Then Jeff climbs up the cabin. He goes to his truck. He realises his wife Amy is trapped because her leg was caught against the barrier. He manages to get her out just in time. And I thought it was going to end there with a little hug. Yeah, I thought they'd hug and that would be it. But no, there's a little bit extra, because you look over the edge, and they see Red Dar. I was worried they're going to see Red Dar is gone. Yeah, but thankfully that's not the case. They see Red Bar, and he's moving very weakly, feebly. Yeah, he's moving very feebly and weakly. Yeah, he's just lying there like, he can't really move. No, but he's still alive. Yeah, so Annie, she goes and takes her handbrake off the dig rig and lets it fall on top of Red. Definitely dead now. Yes, he is. And then they hug, and that's the end. Yeah, that's like a hidden gem, that movie. I had never seen this before. Really? Yeah, this is a movie I'm surprised I haven't seen before, because I would have enjoyed this when it first came out. Did you enjoy it now? I thought this was great. I thought it was really good. Not great, but really good. It was tense, it was action-packed, there was never a dull moment, the acting was good, the setting was nice. Yeah, actually, it was really, really good. Still not great. No, but really, really good. Fair enough. Well, that's Breakdown from 1997. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back, and watch another video, please.
Beak.